Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and this is another crafty video where I'm just gonna play with some scraps, use up some scraps, and just have some fun. So I already made this pocket. I'll show you in a minute. There's an easy way to just get it to be just slightly smaller, which I didn't think of doing until after I made the pocket, and then once I started gluing things on here, I'm like, oh, let's just turn on the camera. And as usual, I love to hear what you guys are working on. So please, in the comments, I hope that you will let me know what you're working on. I really do enjoy hearing, not just blowing smoke anywhere. Let's see. This is not the right color green anyway, so forget about that one. Let's see. Could just do a big white flower because it's got flowers. It's already got flowers though, right? So, what would you put on there? An animal? A lady? Lady! I have options. Oops. And one of my options is a garden fairy, a garden angel, a garden statue. So, I'm going to go ahead and, I think I need to put something behind it so it'll show up a little bit more, maybe, or maybe just go with it. Should we just go with it? We'll just go with it, because that's what he would look like sitting among the flowers anyway, or she, or it, or I don't know. Angels don't really have genders, right? I don't know. And I had just happened to place that perfectly for him to sit. Who knew? I didn't, obviously. Okay, so look at that. All right, let me show you how I did the pocket. So you can take a 6x6 or scraps or whatever you've got. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Let's see, what have we got? We've got some 6x6, just random, and also some Tim Holtz that were cut down. Ooh, that goes nicely with that, actually. I think this is Webster pages, and this is probably Bo Bunny or something. So I'm going to go this way this time, and I'm going to use this. Is going to be, I won't even have to decorate the front. It's already going to be. So first things first. No, first things first, I'm going to cut it at an angle. That way I don't lose any of this up here. So I'm just going to cut down at an angle. The angle doesn't matter. And then I'm going to cut here so that it's narrow enough to fit on a page. And then I'm going to come down here and cut off the bottom. Make that straight as I can. Just cut off the bottom. And I want this to be a little bit smaller, so all I have to do is cut off, come a little bit further than I want to come on the side there, like twice the distance, and then just cut that off. And now when I put this pocket on the front, it'll be framed. Did I do that too fast? Sometimes I go fast. I'm sorry. I may end up putting an animal on there eventually, but for right now I'm going to leave this plain because it's just really pretty. You guys ever seen, I had never heard of Webster pages before until I found them at the thrift store. That's where all my little 6x6 ones came from, the thrift store, because sometimes I get lucky like that. So just going to do the bottom and the two sides. Put the glue cover back on and line that up best I can, getting it kind of equidistant. That's one of I think Pam, Paper Outpost, that's the word she uses a lot. Equidistance there. There we go. Cute little corner pocket. And I did it the other way because all my other ones I've been doing that way. So so I needed to do some the other way. What else? Let's see. So we're doing scraps and just playing with whatever scraps we have. Some of our scraps are a little out there. So, you know, if I make something with this, it's going to be harder. That's why this is something that will more likely get torn down to smaller bits. We do have a piece of Tim Holtz right here and a piece of some of my dyed paper, which kind of looks kind of cool. We could do kind of a side tuck maybe, or also have this, which will need to be glued onto something. This was from my olive green and ice blue. That's what's left. That's all that's left. She's gone. The rest is gone. All right, let's see. Let me find some scraps for you. All right, so I've got this big scrap. It's a kind of a piece of cardstock that is, what is it? Parchment. Parchment, yes, thank you. So I'm going to fold it up. And, you know, I'm going to fold it down. I'm just winging it. I'm just doing this as I go. And then I had found, like, in my going through things, there was, like, all these things that are, like, similarly, you know, like, it's got the blue and the thing, and then there's this, which I could do something with, but I want to do something in the background as well to give it a little bit more interest than just the parchment, but it doesn't have to be a ton. Now, and also I need to decide if I want this to go over a page on the top or around a page, because I could do, where's the page? I had a piece of paper here I was using as a page. Oh, I threw it somewhere. All right, this one I can fold in half. I don't have a journal page handy like the lovely Gail does. So if I do it like this, I could put it on a page hanging down, and then, you know, make this a pocket, glue this down to be a top tuck or just even decoration, and then this would flip up so you could write underneath and still, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We like if there's like flippy up page. So we're not going to glue this down because that's going to glue onto a page. But we will glue this down. So let's go do that. We're just going to glue the two sides. And by the way, this is how I create. I just grab a piece and let it speak to me. Sometimes that's how it goes. And see this piece here? Now I know exactly what I want to do with it. I want to put it along the bottom here. And so that it's got the color of this, you know, more neutral background, and then the colors will pop. And you can do that. You can have your colors pop against the neutral background. You don't have to have all the busyness in the background and the busyness of the foreground. You can do whatever you want, is what you can do. I could have made that a little pocket, but I think most of it's going to get covered. This is just a little label that I had, I think I cut it, either it was from my aunt's scraps or I cut it at her house. It's probably one that she has. It's not one that I have. Plus, yeah, I'm more likely to cut labels out of like painty paper. So there's that. And this is just an image I got from Dreams Time, and now I want to decide if I want to put one of these back here. I kind of like how it shines, but what I might do is put it this way, maybe behind the pocket a little bit, just to also I might go ahead and cut this. I don't want the rounded edge though. I gotta cut off my rounded edge. Then I might put a word there or something. I don't like how this is sticking out over here though. So we're just gonna cut that off. Alright, I'm gonna glue that on. Well, look how that ink went right through. This side just was some inked paper. Oh, actually, I might put it down there. Don't know why. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing until I glue it down. So, I hope you are all well. I mean, I would love if you told me how you're doing in the comments, but you don't have to. That's, you know, that's up to you. When I don't make videos for a while, the thing that I miss the most is the comments and the banter back and forth between us. I mean, I'm not really a people person. I like being home alone, and, well, I'm never home alone. All right, so here's what it is. My dad and my younger son and I, we're pretty much all hermits. But we're all hermits together. There we go. That's kind of pretty. Well, it is pretty. I won't say kind of pretty. I'm going to stick this up here. And then eventually I'll find something to decorate it to go with it. But it goes nicely with the other side. So sometimes that's what you do. Oh, you know what I could have coming off of here? Like, that's not quite right. Like banners or something. Could be coming out from under there. Or a banner. Let's see. Alright, let's cut 2 of these. And, okay, we're not going to stress about if they're even. I actually like it better if they're not even. And then cut this one more narrow. And do another banner. Ooh, look at that. There's like purple on the back of there. I have more of similarness. More similarness of this purple paper. And there's also this. Turn that into a banner as well. And then they could just be hanging off the pocket, and that would just be really decorative. So I'm just going to glue that on there. No, I don't have to glue cover it in my face. No, of course not. It's not in my face at all. That's cute. Look at that. More scraps used. And that'll be glued onto the page, so it won't really matter what this side looks like so much. Get that glued down. And it can be an up tuck, and now it'll probably hold it a little bit better. Or it could just be decoration. I'm going to put a word there, stamp, something. All right, so this will, in case you missed it, in case you came in late to the thing, so this will hang over a page and be pretty. And then, so I'll glue here and here, and that's going to hold it onto the page. And then this will be a pocket, which also flips up, so you still have your writing space here and writing space up there. That's fun. That's not nothing new, I'm sure. I'm sure it's not anything new. I'm sure other people have come up with this idea before. But that's what I came up with today, as far as just grabbing a piece of scrappiness. All right, this is a long piece of scrap. So we could just make tags out of it. That'd be easy. Should we just do that? Do I trust myself to even a line that short? I don't trust myself. I think this is 12 inches. So let's just cut it at 6. That'll give us 2 tags. 2 tags. Two tags. Is it this one? Right? Yeah. Where's that one? Okay. Now we have a couple bases. Well, neutral bases. We can ink them or not ink them. You can ink them in another color, like blue or something. Ink them, do whatever you want with them. You can double ink them. You can do a color, 2 colors. You can do whatever you want. That's the whole point of doing things. Let's see. Doing things how you like them. Need something going up. Oh, we do have this. is, well, it used to be Antique Papery, and now, well, I don't think she even has a store right now, so just a little yellow for that. I don't know. I'm just going to tear off these words here because they give me a nice little tall bit of goodness to put on the in the background here. And then, I mean, it could be as simple as that, you know, scraps and a tag. You want to make the back more interesting? Grab yourself a stamp, color of your choice. I had another music stamp, but it disappeared. We won't talk about where it went. I probably said she could keep it, so I don't worry about things like that. Especially if, like, my friend has ADHD. I really don't. I'm like, it's just who you are. I'm going to accept you for who you are. That's just what it amounts to. All right. I know I'm weird. Okay, so we just have a really light background, but it's enough to give a little bit more interest. And you could just use book page. You don't have to use digitals. That's what I had on my table, and that's why I grabbed that. And so that will just go right there. See, I don't have a glue book. Otherwise, I would just be doing this like this the whole, you know, I'd be using my glue stick more. Although, I can't find, I used to get these in a 4-pack, and they don't have them like that right now. So that kind of makes me sad. But so I had to get Oohoo. So I'm going to have to live with Oohoo for the winter. Now, this just gives us a pop of color. I kind of like that ink that's on there, but oh well. This will just give us a pop. And that's a little white. Let's find another flower or something. It doesn't have to be this flower. That's just what happened to me on my desk. I mean, we could go, you know, white on white on. Does anybody know which way this flower goes? I'm thinking that way. What do you think? Should we do neutral? Just keep it neutral? Just keeping it, you know, I don't know if I can keep it neutral. How does one keep something neutral? I'm just finding more. I think these are from Shabby Dabby Doodah. And I'm just looking for some kind of something to put in the background that might still be in our neutral vein here. Neutral schmootral. Should I put some, I could put some lace on it. I could do anything. This is neutral. And it has interest. If I put the flower there, then it just looks like something weird poking out its head. That brings the flower up a little bit, which is good. We could put a label up here. A neutral label. We do have some black on there. We could put a little black here. Oh, I'm looking through this. But I don't have any of the bigger ones in here, and I kind of need a bigger one. I need to cut out some bigger ones, don't I? Oh, you know, this is tall. We will skip the neutral, and we'll add this cute little, add a little pop of, I mean, it's blue. Blue's kind of neutral. I don't know. I kind of liked how plain it was. All right. Well, him, he's going on a trip in April. I kind of like the flower. Okay, I'm going to stop hemming and hawing now. I can always put a label on it later. So this is where we are right now. We're keeping it neutral. It's out of my comfort zone, if you couldn't tell. Neutral is not my thing necessarily. But, oops. Apparently gluing well is also not my thing. So yeah, Shabby Dabby Doodah, I think this is from, I think this actually might be from Manu Designs. Manu Design Studio, from one of her kits, I think is what that one's from. So I enjoy using her bits and bobs and whatnot. I know nobody ever asks, but I'm like, you know, it's nice to say. How we doing on time? I'm trying to keep these short. Like, the last one was not as short as I would have liked. I'm trying to keep them so I don't have to merge the videos together. That's what I'm trying to do. Should we do, let's do, what else do I have for a background stamp? Oh, let's stick some houndstooth on there. Let's not use this houndstooth. Let's use the better houndstooth. Let's use that one. All right, and just do the coffee again. Is that coffee? Yes. I have two that say coffee, but then one of them I have re-inked with ground espresso, but I've also marked it so that I know. All right, I'm going to do it this way because it kind of, I get it. So this is what I do. I kind of press down near the bottom, and then I put the top up here and press down around the top-ish area, and then it, yep, does that. There, we use that later maybe. Put that back up where it goes, lady. That's helpful. Super helpful. All right, are we going to still do neutral on here? See, now, oh, it's not the right color brown. Sorry, dude. Should we go neutral again? This is also from Manu Design Studio. And let's see. I had some, oh, what's this? This is some book page. I think this was Stampin' Up, but I want this side. Maybe it's this. They're both similar size and pattern, so I don't like it. It does not work for me to be. They need to be. If you're gonna mix patterns, you want your patterns to be different sizes. Why do I know this? I don't. I just have gleaned this information from watching. Actually, I think I probably learned it from, you know, the guy that was, although now you might not go by he, it was on Project Runway. If you've never watched Project Runway, oh, obviously you won't know I'm talking. Mondo, is that his name? But he would mix all the, he would mix all sorts of patterns and colors. He was really bold. I think that's probably who I learned from about the, you know, mixing different size patterns that you don't, you know, if you're going to mix a lot of patterns, you need to make sure you do it right. I don't know. Or just do what you like. If it looks good to you, just do it. Do it. All right, so the other one I did on the left. So I'm going to do this one on the right. Just so that they're a little different. But can still kind of coordinate. Although this is the paper flower and the other one's a flower. It's all good in the neighborhood. All right. Oh my goodness. Go on there. A label maybe? See him. Kind of like him. Maybe around there. A label. I want a big-ish label. Bees and birds. There's no bees or birds. Go away. Not you. Do another date. It's a smaller date. It's a darker date. A little pop of... Alright. Did the other one on the bottom. Should we do that one? Nope, I'm still going to do it at the bottom. Some things you just keep doing the same. Because then I'll put a label up there eventually when I find the label that I want to use. So there we go. Easy peasy. 3 pieces on there and you've got a tag. You didn't even have to have a fancy background. Just, you know, layered some things on there. We got expires December 3rd, less than 30 horsepower. I don't know. It's from a a vintage 1930s Farmer's Almanac or 1940s. I had 2. I think I had one that was in the 30s and one that was in the 40s. Now, like I said before, putting this down here allows me to put my flower a little bit higher. Which way does the flower go? The dark part should go at the bottom. Like a shadow, maybe. Here we go, another neutral. Oh my goodness, neutral is hard. And I think, yep, my husband's home. So I'm going to get going. I hope you all have a delightful day. Let's see, we did a couple neutral tags. Yes, just a second. Okay. So there we go. Have a grateful day. That was Gail's have a grateful day. Mine's have a delightful day. Love you.